Hey, I'm going to show you a new blaster today, guys. This is from the brand Hericapul, Hericapul. Link is in the description. I've shown you some of their blasters in the past, handgun style, Glock style, and they've been very good. Now this is, of course, an M416 fully automatic style. It does have the non-motorized magazines. However, they too seem to have figured out how to make them work properly, so I'm hoping that they do work. They put these little cards in there, which was like I showed you in that last one, where you can actually prime these magazines and get them to actually shoot, which is great. So let's go ahead and let's check this one out. Of course, you got this little manual, which just kind of gives you a quick rundown of how to put things together, which is pretty straightforward, and that's what we're going to do today anyway. All right, so everything here, lots of accessories. So for those of you who love all the accessories, you get quite a few with this blaster. So you got your gel beads here, okay? They give you a couple packs. Now, when you're soaking these, if you're not familiar, 4 to 6 hours, plenty of water, in a large enough container. Drain off any excess water and load them up in the magazines. Don't store any in these magazines, but you can store them in an airtight container. And of course, like I said, 4 to 6 hours. They need to get to 7 to 8 millimeters. It will not work right otherwise. There should be water left over unless you guessed exactly perfect, which is unlikely. Just drain that off. You're good to go. Okay? All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about these magazines. So they give you 2. That's nice that you get the second one, right? And you're going to just open the door here, and that's where you load them up. So load them up. And then the card that they give you, and what I've shown you before that's really important, is you're going to want to sit here and you're going to click this until a gel ball shows up right at the top, okay? So that kind of primes the magazine, and then it works, or at least it has so far. So that's good to see that they figured that out. And I will show that in the setup or the demonstration video when I do a demo and when I test the FPS. I'll make sure to show you guys exactly what I mean by that. So you got your 2 magazines here. And we talked about the gel balls. Here's your charger and your battery. So, USB charger, plug it into any 1 amp or greater AC adapter. And here is your battery, an 800 mAh 7.4 volt battery. This is a 4-pin connection battery. And of course, charge it when you get it, even though it will have some charge. It's better to fully charge it, okay? So we'll put that over to the side. Let's talk about all these different accessories that I was talking about, right? You got a couple different front grips that you can use, okay? Couple sights. Nice scope that you can put on the top rail there that has the flip up. And a side mount rail, so if you do have some sort of laser or flashlight already, you can mount that to the side of the scope, which is pretty cool. And then this is a nice, long suppressor slash silencer slash muzzle flash hider, whatever you want to call it, that can go on the end of it. And this one is a stronger, more durable one. Sometimes you see some flimsy type ones. Okay? Of course, we got your stock here, the front barrel piece with the rails on all sides, and your buffer tube. So let's look, before we put that together, let's look at the main part of the unit here, right? Battery's going to go in the buffer tube. We're going to actually connect that before we put the buffer tube on. We've got your safety here and your switch to go to fully automatic. And when you're in single shot mode, you can pull the charging handle and you can shoot it manually 1 shot at a time, where it's just going to use that spring, okay? And then I guess you could just put it straight up for safety and then all the way back. But if you're in single shot mode and you don't have it charged, it's basically in safety. All right, mag well right here, magazine release right here, and of course that top rail. So let's put this together. I'm gonna throw the barrel on the front. So this just lines up. You can see these cut out notches here. You can see that there. You're gonna want to line those up and turn it, okay? And the first time you do it, it may be a little stiffer, but once you do it a couple times, it should turn nice. And once you put this on, you don't need to take it off, unless maybe you're taking it somewhere and you want to take it apart to make it travel easier. Your big, long extension here, suppressor, just pushes on the front, and it should stay on just with pressure. Okay. Then let's look at the back here. This is where your battery's going to go. So with this wire, you can tell it's too short. If we put the buffer tube on first, we won't be able to access the plug. So you're going to plug it in first, then you're going to go ahead and tuck this through. All right, so tuck that through, and then just kind of push the excess wires in the harness in here. And then this again is going to line up similar to how that front barrel did. Push it on, turn it, and it's good. And you can just barely see the battery peeking out the back there. This stock, just push the button down, and then it can slide on, and then that'll lock in place based on where you want it. So we'll lock it in place right there. Got the different magazines. I talked about that. Magazine just slides in. It's locked on. When you're done, just push the button, eject it, switch your magazine. Scope. You can see that this works on a rail. The screw. Just kind of line it up over the gap of the rail, that exactly where you want to put it. And then you can just tighten it down. Like I said, you could put like a flashlight off this if you have one, or a laser, which is cool. Now, probably wouldn't go ahead and put all these front sights on if you've got a scope on, but this one just pushes on, and it is pretty tight, so just know that, but you're just going to push it on. And again, you could push the back one on too. However, we would have needed to do that before we put this together, so I'm going to leave that put off. Now we got some front grips here, right? So again, they're just going to slide on. And again, you'd probably not put two on, but I'm going to just do it for the sake of the video. All right, so there you go. Everything is on here and ready to go. Again, Hericapul, Hericapul, bottom magazine. However, you prime it up by clicking this until ball shows at the top, put it in, it should be good to go. So let's test it out. There you go, you can hear it shooting. And of course, like I said, if you wanted to put it into that manual, you can do that too. All right, so check back, guys. I'll do a demo. We'll test the FPS on this. Hopefully we got some really consistent shooting with this new mechanism. Make sure you guys are liking the videos and commenting and participating in the contest, and thanks for the support.